All right, everyone. Welcome to this video from Máquina Strength Training Online. The title is Main Lift Weight Recommendation Guide. And I already made a video on how to use the app and how to go about your workout, but I missed this part. I didn't really get into depth on numbers and a true guide on how to approach selecting the right weights when you are lifting, especially when you're not too familiar with choosing weights and you have no idea where to start. So I made this video as an extra video, and I made this chart right here to further enhance the experience and make it easier, more simple for you to select the right weights. So let's go through this training, and this way you guys maximize your experience, right? You make it as best as possible. So let's go to the app. Okay. And as I've said before, this is going to be your home page. So we are going to go to the coaching. I want to see the whole entire calendar. So, and then we can on the calendar up on the top right here where you see all the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with the numbers, the red. I'm going to click on any day so I can see the full schedule. And so this is my week so far. I've done all these workouts, so the ones with the little green check mark are workouts that I've done this week. And so this video is going to be video number 4. Okay. So when you click on video number 4 and we click start workout, okay. So you're going to see this in here, you're going to see this video. So and you're going to be able to click on it so you can watch it. Again, when you're done with this, you can hit the check mark and it's going to take you to this guide right here, the weightlifting recommendation guide. And so I'll give you an example here, but if you click on it, right, it'll open it up so you can see the guide. And over here, so for example, I put in the experience levels. So you know the AI, which stands for artificial intelligence, because our theme is machine. So for those of you who don't know, máquina in Spanish means machine. So AI, right, means elite, artificial intelligence. If you are a máquina, an MQ, you are an advanced athlete. If you're a prototype, you're intermediate, right? You're on your way to becoming a full-blown machine. And if you're a beginner, you're a microchip. You're in the beginning stages, you're starting out. All right, so those are the experience levels. So if you do an upper body workout, snatch, push press, bench, any upper body workout, I want you to start with these guides. Okay. Can you be stronger? Yes. Can you be weaker? Yes. But these are a good place to start. So if you're an advanced athlete, okay, you're not a beginner, you're an advanced athlete. You're gonna use the AI for upper body, right? You're gonna either use 215 pounds if you're a man or 155 if you're a female. If you're an advanced athlete, right? AI again means elite. If you're an advanced athlete, MQ, like men are gonna use 185, women are gonna use 125 as the 1 rep max. So these are the 1 rep max, all right, guides. All right, so you're gonna multiply whatever percentage the app tells you to use times one of these numbers to get that set. Okay, now and I'll go a little further into this, right? But again, right, for lower body, so squats, deadlifts, if you do a leg press, anything to do with lower body, like a full blown lower body, except for like let's say leg extensions, because we don't really do leg extensions here. But if you're gonna do leg extensions where you isolate just a single body part, then you will use the upper body guide. But for the most part, we're talking about lower body exercises with a barbell, um, the big lifts, and so hip thrust. All right, those are the big lifts. Okay, so how does this work? Let's go. So you can read these instructions here below, but let's go through an example. Okay, so we're gonna close this and we're gonna go through an example. Um, a lot of times also remember when you watch a video, always, right, you check mark everything, right? Then the app is gonna ask you to swipe to end. So you swipe to end, right? And then the app will say that you finish your workout, and then it'll send me a message that you finished it. Okay. So we're gonna go, so we're gonna go back. to the calendar, and we're gonna go to choose your poison workout. So we're gonna go to choose your poison. We're gonna start the workout. You're gonna go through your warm-up routine. You're gonna go, and then we're gonna go and start the section. So we're gonna start a section. So when you first start, right, when you first do a workout, you for the first time ever, right, all this is gonna say 0. Right, so I'm gonna put it at 0 already, so you guys can, I can give you the full blown benefit. Okay. But you see all these numbers that I'm erasing right now, it's my 1 rep max times the percent 1 rep max. So you see there's the columns, you got set, you got percent 1 rep max, pounds, and reps. So all the numbers that were there were my 1 rep max times 40%, my 1 rep max times 57%, my 1 rep max times 68%. So let's go and let's say that it's your first time. And again, bench press is an upper body workout. Okay. So we're gonna go back over here, upper body. So if I am a beginner athlete, I'm gonna go with the beginner example just because most of you are gonna either be beginners, maybe intermediate. But if you're a beginner and I'm a female, let's say I'm a woman, and I'm gonna do microchip. So for upper body, I'm gonna use 65 pounds as my guide. Again, for some of you it might be easy, for some of you it might be hard. But again, that's the whole beauty of the app is that you can improve over time. There's no rush to improve. But we're gonna start. This is our first time ever. We never worked out before. We're gonna use 65 pounds as the guide. So 65 is my guide. So for that first rep, that first W, right, is 40%. So I'm gonna multiply 65, you get your calculator, times zero point 0.4 because zero point 0.4 is 40%. You can also do times 40%, right? 65 times 40%. And it's going to give me 26. So I'm going to put here 26. So the app, once it calculates your winter max, it's going to give you numbers like this, all right? So the second one's going to be times 57%. So 65 times 57% equals 37. So I'm going to put here 37. And I got 68%. So 65 times 68%, 44. All right, so I'm going to put here 44. Then for my 74%, right, 65 times 74%, 48. And then some 77%, right? So again, right, you can also multiply times 0.77, which is the same thing as 77%. So we're going to go 50. Okay. Now, in most gyms have either 45-pound plates, 10-pound plates with a 45-pound bar, a 35-pound bar. You're never gonna see like unless you go to like a weightlifting gym where they have change plates in 1 pound increments, 1.2 pound increments, 1.5 pound. Unless you go to one of those gyms, for the most part, you're gonna be either using fives, right? But you're trying to get as close as you can to the number, round up for a couple pounds. So let's say, for example, 26, more than likely in most gyms, I'm gonna do 25 pounds. Okay. 37 pounds, I can either go 35 or I can go 40. If it's my first time, I'm just probably gonna go round down to 35. Then but 44-pound, I'm gonna go to 45 because more than likely I'm gonna be able to use 45 pounds. Then I'm gonna go to 50. And then you can see like set 5, it says 50 also. If you struggle to get 50, then you would do it again. And that's gonna be pretty much the number you're gonna use. But if it's easy, if I'm like, ah man, I could have gotten 10 reps, I wasn't really struggling, you can go to 55, you can go to 60, right? Just feel it out and see what you can do. Okay. So these are gonna be my numbers for the bench press. Okay. And then when you do your circuit, you're gonna do the exact same thing, right? So you're gonna go 65 times 80%. That's gonna be 52. So again, if you go here and I did 55 for 5 and it was easy, I'm gonna go and put 60 here. And I'm gonna keep trying. All right. Now, if you get more, let's say, for example, you can do more reps. So let's say you get 55 and you can do 10 reps, then go to 65 on this one. All right. So again, you play it by ear, but the cool thing is that you're really close, right? And then if you put 65 here, you only get 2 reps. Okay, I'm probably not gonna want to go any heavier than that, than 65. I might even want to go back to 60 on this set, so I can get my 3 reps, and then I can go. Now I know that I did 65 for two, so then I'd go 65 for two again on my superset 3 because I already know that that's my set of 2, right? And again, and you play around, then the app is gonna save all these numbers. It's gonna save it for you, and it's gonna calculate for you. So the next workout that you do, all these numbers are going to be calculated for you. You're not going to have to do any more calculations. And then all you have to focus on is getting stronger, especially on set 3. If you can do 5 or more reps, then you go and you try to get 5 more reps, five or more. If you get 10, you're going to set a PR. Anytime that you get 5 or more reps on set 3 in strength training, it's going to give you a PR. But you're always going to have instructions on how to go about setting a PR. And every time you set a PR, right, it's gonna take you about 2 to 3 weeks before you can hit a new PR. And that should be your goal. A new PR every 2 to 3 weeks at first. After a while, it's gonna be like every 4 to 6 weeks, every 8 weeks. The stronger you get, is the closer you get to elite level, the longer it takes for you to hit PRs. And but this is how you improve, but this is how you get better. So so now you know how to go ahead and calculate, all right, using the chart, using this chart. Okay. So use it wisely. Okay. And again, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, schedule a session with a coach, and we'll help you get through this. We'll help you set your numbers, especially on week 1. We can have a session where we just set you up for week 1. Okay, and we can even like just go. You can set up as you can buy like a critique session, or you can get like a you can call us up, set up a virtual call. We'll talk to you, and then we can email you. We can talk about your experience levels, any injuries, and then we can set you up for week 1. That's definitely a great investment, is to talk to a coach or virtual call, uh, to get you on the right track, even on week 1. But if you feel comfortable finding your numbers, by all means go for it, and you go from there. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and good luck. Train hard.